Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl JoJo coming to you once again from the floor in my other room on the Amazon Kindle because I lost my laptop charger. Okay, if you don't know the story, go look at another review. Go look at Breakfast Family Values. I'll tell you my whole day, but don't feel like talking about it on this video. But y'all know it's Sunday. Victory is mine. I don't do no hair. I don't do nothing on Sunday. I'm old school traditional. I don't even like going to brunch because niggas don't even like to go home after brunch. So I don't even like doing that. I'm like my mama on Sunday. You sit your butt down. We don't do nothing on Sunday. So, honey, I done adopted them practices. So, y'all better be glad you got me in this. But anyway, wanted to get on here and talk about Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars Season 12, Episode 3, I believe it was. I have it right on the screen. But, child, let me just start off by saying this. Amber wanna beef so bad. So bad. It's like Bad Girls Club bad. Like, y'all know how in Bad Girls Club, they run around the house like, ain't nobody finna fight me. Don't nobody want it with me. I wish somebody would hit me in this house. I wish somebody... That is what Amber's giving me. Just a whole bunch of screaming and yelling bravado, wanting somebody to have an altercation with her. And I'm just like, girl, they don't even care. Like, you are so insecure. I'm jumping ahead. Okay, let me get to what happened on the show. So, I can't do edits, I can't do notes, can't do title screens, so I kind of got to stay with what we're talking about. So, there's going to be a challenge. And in this challenge, the doctors are trying to decide who is going to sacrifice the most for their family. Like, who would be willing to step out there for their family. So, when they start out the episode, Tanya is sick. I think that's Amber's mom's name. Tanya's sick, so she's not going to be able to do anything that day anyway. There's some more conversation going on throughout the house. You know, Matt pleading his case and Brandy's drinking. And those are things that we'll get to. But right now, let's focus on the challenge. So, they pick one person out of each family to read this note. And the note basically says, your family is going to experience a hardship today. There's going to be a tough challenge. You have the opportunity to stand in the gap for them. Do you want to stand in the gap? And you decide yes or no. Renee went first. Renee decided that everybody needs to pull their own weight. She's not standing in the gap for nobody. So she says no. Brandy's dad had me screaming because Brandy's dad looked at that paper and said, Brandy's in pretty good shape. I'm old. So she got it, and he got out the booth. Chrissy offers, well, we actually don't hear what Chrissy says until later, but Chrissy actually offered to take Mama Jones's spot. All right, not Jimmy's, just Mama Jones. Okay, keep that in mind. And then fourth, we had I'm forgetting. Oh, Amber. Matt is the one that went in, and Matt decided to take the spot for both of them. So we got that going on. Now, before the challenge, there are some little issues going on in the house. One of those issues is what happened the night before with Chrissy and her family, how she was pissed off at Jim, and how she's been very frustrated that they haven't really been involved in the activities. It kind of hurt her to hear herself talk because she could hear the hurt in her voice and didn't know how bad it really was for herself. Jimmy is still, to me, not taking it that seriously. And let me just say this. It's not that I don't feel like they have any problems. I just feel like the problems that they are trying to... I've been watching Jimmy and Chrissy for a long time. A long time. Okay, since season 1 of Love and Hip Hop New York. So all of this stuff that they're talking about is not new. It's at least 6 years old. Okay? And I honestly don't feel like the relationship between Chrissy and Nancy is as bad as they're trying to make it seem. I really believe that the relationship problems that may be significant, that are an issue, are the ones between her and Jimmy. But even the ones between her and Jimmy are the ones that Chrissy allows. If you look, she's always smirking. She's always laughing. She doesn't get angry until she is really at that point. But the rest of the time, she's kind of just letting them off the hook. So if she is having these issues with Jim, she doesn't really make it apparent. It's like she'll harp on it for a little bit and then nothing will change. So that's why I always say, like, with them, I don't really worry about their relationship. I think the two of them are comfortable with what it is. That's what I mean when I say that. But when they're outside, they bring up the fact that Chrissy had moved off to Miami. That's what Mama Jones brings up. And this was at least 2 years ago. And Chrissy said, I moved to Miami because things were not right in my home. You know, I'm trying to be here for this family. I give and give and give, and it doesn't seem to matter. And Mama Jones said, I don't care about the giving. What I cared about was that you left and you went off to Miami and you left him by himself. That's not something that a woman does. That's not something that a family-oriented person does. And then he had to go chase after you, but I already said what I had to say about that. But again, this is the relationship that they've been had. Chrissy always moving out. And then Jim can convince her to come back. So that's why I just be like, y'all, I don't let Chrissy and Jim get me worked up about their problems anymore. I'm not going to do it. But I think that Jimmy was pissed when Chrissy said, you coming home at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning talking about you at the studio and they had a album out in years. What are you working on? And Jimmy said, who you talking to? I said, Jimmy, these are the questions that we want to know too. I mean, if you in the studio, bro, where are the tracks? Okay, that's not... Child, I was cracking up when she said that, and I think he thought that she wasn't going to say nothing back. She turned around and said, I'm talking to you. You asked me who I was talking to. I'm talking to you. You don't have any music out, so what are you doing? That was funny. But, yeah, y'all. So, that's what they got going on. So, then, other problems in the house. You got Brandy. Now, apparently, Amber believes that Brandy has a drinking problem. I said, look at the pot trying to call the kettle, but I guess she would know because she had an addiction problem. So she looked at Brandy and said, you know, you start from the top of the morning and you drink to the evening time. And Brandy said, really? I do not do that. I don't start early in the morning and drink all day. And then Amber starts backpedaling and saying that she didn't say that, but she did. So then I was just like, girl, what is you trying to prove here? Amber, let me tell you something, baby. This is VH1 and Bravo TV stars. Okay, this is not MTV Teen Mom folks. These folks, I don't want to say the B word, but these women, they are not like, how can I describe it? Like, I know she's been to jail and I know she's probably fought people, but this is a different type of mind game. Okay, with these women. They getting you all worked up and baby, they is not even bothered by you. You are so insignificant in their world. We talking about Mob Wives, Love and Hip Hop, the conglomerate of the Real Housewives. Girl, they not bothered with you. And I know Teen Mom does well, but there's a specific set of people who care about Teen Mom. Child, them same people, Amber, girl, they not worried about you, okay? They are so not worried about you at all. Okay, getting in a beef with you wouldn't even be worth their time. That's how insignificant you are in their reality TV world. So, girl, sit down. She want to beef so bad. She need to put her on Bad Girls Club WeTV. That need to be her next show. So, Brandy is kind of just laughing at Amber like, "Ooh, rose all day," you know. And Amber's getting aggravated because now she feels like they're trying to, not alienate, but trying to, like, get a rise out of her and kind of laughing at her off to the side, and she doesn't appreciate it. All of a sudden, they childish. No, girl, you're the child. You're the only child, actually. You and Matt. So now she mad. She got an attitude, and she was just like, why are you talking about it again behind my back? And Jen, Lena steps in and, Jen steps in and she was just like, she's talking about it maybe because she was aggravated by it. She was annoyed. That's why she's talking about it. You know what? I'm just going to mind my business. And so she steps back. But Amber is just, you're so childish, sweetheart. Nobody takes you seriously. You're a joke to everyone. And you don't even realize it. So you're a joke to yourself. Just stop. Anyway, they go and do the challenge. And I think that Brandy was up first. And honey, when I tell you, Brandy got almost to the finish line and them dogs dragged Brandy across that little yellow line. Them attack dogs. Okay, that's what the activity was, if I didn't mention. Okay, they're going to run in a sumo suit and be chased by these attack dogs. Brandy's dad is just like, oh man, I don't like this. And I thought that that daddy, I don't know what to say about him. Next up is Renee and, oh no, not Renee and her family. Chrissy and them go next. Chrissy had offered to take Nancy's spot. Jim suits up with her, and the dogs both attack Chrissy. I was just like, now that was very strange. I don't know if it was her pheromones as a woman, or, you know, if they saw, you know, that thick booty underneath even the sumo suit. I'm not really sure, but they went after her. And Jim just watched. He didn't try to help his girl out. He didn't try to do nothing. He was just like, oh, come on now. Y'all get off my baby. That's how he was looking. And I was just like, damn, Jim. Damn. I mean, he is just so like, you have to be a particular kind of woman to deal with Jim. You have to have a lot of patience. You can't really take life too seriously because he doesn't take life seriously. And that's why I say the issues that they have are the ones that she allows to continue, because she ain't going nowhere. So what we need to be worked up about it for. So that's that. Okay, even though she's upset that, you know, he kind of just let it happen, she's still laughing it off. So whatever there. Nancy said she would have never went out there. She wouldn't have been able to do it. She was glad Chrissy took her spot, you know, because what she look like. They suit Amber up to go, but then they let Amber know that Matt was going to go instead. But Amber was ready, child. It's like she wanted to be out there with them dogs. Amber, she's a strange person. And then we have Renee and her family. Now, Renee initially said that everybody needs to pull their weight, but Layla and Gia said, I ain't doing that. There's no way. I'm not doing it. Renee wants to do it, so let her do it. And the doctors were upset by that because it's creating the codependency that they're trying to work on. And Jim was just like, I don't care that it's creating a codependency. I ain't doing it. So y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Renee wants to do it. It makes her feel good. So let Renee do it. So Renee did it. Renee got dragged down to the ground immediately. Like, she had barely made it past the finish line, but that was that. So the coup de grace in the activity was when everybody ended up finding out that there was a choice and that their family member pretty much put them on the chopping block to go. And Jim, he didn't really have too many words, you know, to say. He's like how he always was. Brandy was shocked that her daddy would do that for her. And the doctors was just like, you her father, you're supposed to step in and you're supposed to be that person for her. And he was just like, I mean, I didn't really know it was going to go like that. You know, I didn't really know. And Brandy was pissed, and she was just like, Dad never has my back. You know, one minute he'll say he got my back, and the next minute he's down in the kitchen talking about me. So he don't never really got my back like that. And even Amber brought up the fact that he mentioned to her randomly in the kitchen that he said that she was an escort. And that pissed Renee off. Renee is just like, why are you even bringing that up? See, that's what I'm talking about with you. Like, you keep trying to be slick. So Renee is getting madder and madder at Amber, honey. I thought she was her mentor last week, but this week is a totally different story. So they get to Matt, and even though they admire Matt for stepping up for his mother-in-law, and is it mother-in-law? Yeah, mother-in-law, and for Amber, they still feel like Matt only did it to make himself feel better, and he has to get to the point where he's doing things genuinely and not just doing it because he wants to look like the good guy. Who else? Renee, their family is not moving forward with their progress. You guys are still allowing people to step in and do things that you need to handle and that you need to do. And if you're going to keep, you know, letting Renee do all the hard stuff and then, you know, Jen do this stuff, then what's the point? Nobody's really pulling their own weight. So that was their point with them. At some point, Judge Lynn Toller ends up coming out and talk to each one of them about what she's observed over the past week. And y'all know Judge Lynn is very, I saw this going on and what she needs from you is this. But basically, Jimmy, you need to step it up. You need to be the man in these women's lives. When they're going at it, it's not for you to get up and run away, which is what Jimmy did. Matt, Amber's a whole lot. She requires a whole lot. She needs to receive a whole lot. If you're not up for the job, then leave her alone. All right? Then you got Brandy. Daddy, I'm gonna need you to do a better job with being there for your girl. Okay, you're not being very fatherly. Renee, Grazianos, you guys are sin collectors. Y'all are holding on to all the stuff from the past. That was a good observation. And then y'all bring it out, 5-10 years later that you were still hurt about this. Like, you either need to stop collecting or you need to learn how to communicate, one or the other. But you guys, you are the type of women that I want on my team. Basically, if it pop off, I want y'all three. But at the same time, when it comes to communicating with each other, you're terrible at it. So you can be there to fight, but you're not there to communicate, and that's a problem. You need to work on it. So that was good. Everybody received the message fairly well. Only person who didn't, in my opinion, was Matt and Amber. They both were just like, yeah, but she's just speaking based on the limited view of what she sees. No. Okay, it's very clear that you guys have problems, and you guys put your problems out there for the world to see. I mean, literally, like, even when it's not activity time, even when you don't have to be talking about your issues, y'all run around the house yelling out your issues. So it's not just a limited view, because y'all telling us all your business. And you guys do have problems, and there is something wrong with Amber, and there is something wrong with you too, Matt. And then when you receive advice and when you receive help, you want to shoot down the help like, oh, she don't really know what she's talking about. No, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, and you're getting on all of our nerves, okay, both of you. Matt running around there trying to plead his case about the whole woman beating thing. I was just like, boy, sit down. Sit down. I believe him and Amber fought. I think they fight one another. And, yeah, that doesn't surprise me because we've seen Amber fight Gary, so whatever. But, yeah, was that it? Let me check my little notes. But that Amber child, she wants to be so bad, and don't nobody even see it for Amber. Don't nobody care. Nobody cares. All right. I think that was really it until the next week. It really wasn't much on the episode, y'all, but those were the things that I wanted to point out. Amber wants to be. Chrissy and Jimmy, y'all can get worked up about their problems if you want to, but I promise you, they fine. They are fine. Like, literally, go on Instagram and go on anything right now. I bet you two of them just laughing and giggling and very much in love. Okay, so whatevers. Renee and the Grazianos, I don't know what to say about them girls. Like, they all probably can fight, but when it comes to communication, I just think they are who they are. Hopefully it'll get better. And then Amber and Matt, they're a mess. They're a mess. And Brandy and her dad are funny. So that's it. You guys let me know what you thought. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will hopefully be back on my computer come Thursday. See you guys soon. Bye.